Thank you for inviting us along today. We are the Canterbury Kendo Club, and we're now going to demonstrate some kendo for you. Being a traditional Japanese martial art, there is a lot of reiki or etiquette. As you just saw, we bowed in. So we always bow in before every training, we bow out at the end of training. There's a lot of formality about how we dress, how we move in and out of the training space. And we always bow into our partners before we fight them as well. So now they're just putting on their helmets. These are made out of thick cotton, basically, so they don't offer a lot of protection. And they have a metal grill, so they can be quite heavy as well. And you can't see very much out of them. They also cover your ears, so you can't really hear much either. As well as the men also protects the throat here. This is a door, which is traditionally made of bamboo, which protects the stomach. And there's also this flimsy thing, which is supposed to protect the more vital areas. And now we're going to put on the gloves, which is called kote. And these are also just made out of thick, heavy cotton. But there is a bit of padding in there, so when they hit you, it's not supposed to be. Okay, so now we're going to get them to line up. They get that way, just down into each other. Again, so a lot of formality because it is traditional Japanese martial arts. Now they're just going to do a warm-up exercise, which is called kirikaishi. Hey, Ajime! Usually both sides will do it, but because it's just a demonstration, we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to go to Kihon, which is the basics, and we're going to show you the basic first strike, which is a men strike. Strike to the head. Alright, 3 men. Okay, so basically what's going on here is we're trying to demonstrate. Okay, so from here, this is an important position, this is called Chunan. Okay, this is your protected here. Okay, your opponent can't really hit you if they try to hit you from here. What's going to happen? No, hold on. In case you're going to get stabbed with a throat. Okay, so you've got to create an opening. Or wait until your opponent does something to create an opening, and then you go on top of the head. Okay? And you've got to hit them in slow motion. Okay. Okay, so you've got to hit them basically on top of the head, somewhere between here and here, with this part, the shinai. Okay? Because this is the sharp part of the sword. Down here it's not so sharp, so you want the point to hit in there. Okay, moving on to kote. Hey, good. Ajime. Okay, good. Okay, so this time target was kote. Okay, the wrist, basically. About this point here, you also saw that while muscle in the back there ran through every time, Chris didn't. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Okay? If you get the point, you get the point, as long as you've got the reaction afterwards. Right. Okay. Now we're going to go into dog. You ready? Under it. Okay, so this time the target is stomach here, okay, here. This looks fairly easy, but it actually did it pretty well that time. But what happens if you get it wrong? Okay, you can have it either here, it's kind of painful, or here, which is very painful. Okay, so try very hard not to do that. Okay, as well as hitting the right target, you also notice there's a lot of screaming going on. Okay, that's what we call ki. Okay, generally you call out the name of the target. And it's not before you hit it, it's as you hit it. So obviously if you set it before, it will kind of give the game away. Okay, another point is you've also got to stand your foot. Okay, as you've noticed in obviously you've got a boxing, okay, there's a lot of this, it's momentum thing. Okay, so it's timing with the foot and the strike and the ki when they have it at the same time. Yeah. Take one more, please. Oh! And this is nice. Good boy, actually hear the storm quite well. Okay, now we're going to go on, as well as hitting, just the one target, you can combine, one more target, doesn't it? Okay, so as well as the three targets, men, kote, do, is also ski. This is a dangerous technique. Generally don't do it until you reach a certain level, but we'll let Chris have a go. It's a very small target, it's quite hard to get it, and obviously if you miss, you can hurt your partner, so you've got to be very careful when you're doing it. Okay, moving on. Put them in. 3 times each. Obviously, if you go for a strike and you don't quite get it, you have to move on and try and get the second one. Okay, contador. Strikes, we also have what we call ojiwaza, which are counter-attacks. Okay, so obviously your opponent's coming in for a main strike, you want to do something to get out of the way. You're coming in to get your wrist, you want to do something to try and get out of the way. Kotatsu ageni. I'll do it for you. Yes. come off. So you've got to practice a lot. How long have you been doing kendo? Carl's been doing kendo for probably 25 years now, almost. Okay, so it takes a long time to learn these techniques. Okay, moving on to, we're going to do some karageko. Now this is a training exercise, another one to get your blood rushing. We actually just get Carl to be more touchy. Okay, Carol, this is more visual. When you've done it as long as Mel has, you get to be the boss, you get to be standing around and control what's happening. When you're just got a young fellow like Masa, you have to give it everything, every time. Okay? Okay, now we're going to go on to some shiai, which is some competition. Now you also notice here there's a lot of Japanese terms. Okay? Half of the club isn't Japanese, we aren't fluent Japanese speakers, but there is a lot of Japanese terms. Everything has its own name, so you do learn a lot of Japanese while you're doing this. Okay? Yeah. So as you're training, as long as you're learning these techniques, you're also learning the main language. Okay, so now we're going to have shiai competition. Carl's going to be the shimpan, or the judge. Okay, and you remember what the strikes were? Min, kote, do, and ski. Okay, so they won't be doing. So if you see the strikes, what the judge usually does is he puts his hand up for who he thinks is winning. Okay, so if you can see the strike, I want you to put your hand up. Okay? Can you do that? And so usually a fight is best of 3. Okay, so you have to get, if you get 1 point, and time is usually about 3 minutes. If you get 1 point in 3 minutes, you win. Okay, if you get 2 points, you win. If your opponent gets, if it's 1 and 1, it's a draw. This is the last point. Okay, whoever gets the next point wins. one more for Master and Hiro. Okay, so these two are brothers, so really don't like losing to each other. One point each, everybody gets the next point wins. It's bragging rights and don't look right. There's a good demonstration actually. Usually there's a square, and if you step outside you get a half point taken out. So that was good. Okay, so that's just a little demonstration of what we do. You've seen that. Now who would like to come up and give it a go?
I want to try. To hero.